So the wizard monkey in BTD6 and the entire top hat just got some very interesting changes, and the majority of those changes are buffs. So let's go through them. So what Ninja Kiwi has been trying to do in the past 2 updates is they have been reducing the starting prices of some of these base towers, and I think so far they reduced the boomerang, the tank, the ninja, and the NG. And now in this latest update, the wizard is one of the towers that also saw its base price getting reduced from $325 to $250. And you might think this is not a big change, but this allows for some combos or some starting combos that were previously impossible. Like for example, a sub and a wizard, a sniper and a wizard is now possible, and there was this one very cool one which is the NG and the wizard, which is now possible as well. So you guys know what, I'm actually gonna do that. Let's buy the NG, let's buy the wizard, and look at this thing with a new price, bang, right on the dot, $0 remaining. Alright, now before we start the video, I wanted to mention something that Ninja Korea recently launched, and that is the brand new BTD6 web store. Now this looks exactly the same as the in-game store, and it's actually exactly the same thing, but the idea behind this one is that usually these storefronts like the App Store and the Play Store, as far as I understand it, they take some sort of a fee from the developer when you buy something through it. So Ninja Kiwi, they launched their own website in which you can buy exactly the same things, like for example the Rogue Legends, Double Cash Mode, and whatever it is. But if you buy something for the web store, you actually get a lot more for your money instead of buying it from the in-game store. Like for example, look at this one. This is the Mountain of Monkey Money, which it's exactly the same thing. It's 50k monkey money for $50, but they throw in 3 tier 5 insta monkeys, and this goes for every single offer that they have. For every single monkey money deal, they give you some extra. This is about 10% extra. If you're unlocking some towers, they're gonna throw in some tier 4 insta monkeys and get a bunch of extra monkey money on like this pet pack. Or if you're buying the insta monkeys pack, they're throwing in 2 more insta monkeys regardless of which pack you're buying. So I guess not a lot of you are actually buying stuff through the store, but for those of you guys that are buying it, I would encourage you to use this website. So the website is btd6store.ninjakiwi.com. The way you do the purchase is you enter your email address, you enter your user ID, which you can find inside of BTD6, and then if you wanted to, you can use a creator code as well. And if you guys are planning on buying something from the store, please don't forget to use my code Eat and Read in the Bloons store. Alright, so let's talk about the top hat wizard now in general, because that thing generally saw some buffs. This price reduction, by the way, of $75 that we saw, they added it back on the guided magic, $25, and then $50 on the arcane mastery. So at the end, it kind of turns out to be the same price, you know, give or take. It's just that the early game is a little bit better. And then talking about the 4th tier actually, which is the arcane spike, now this thing is seeing some extra Moab damage. The fireballs now do +6. That's a lot. Like that's a big number versus Moabs. Then the wall of fire, if you go for the 420 crossbat, which we will be going for in this game, that thing is also now doing +2 damage to Moab. That's really cool. Alright, so let me get going with these discount villages. So I think I'm gonna buy like actually 2 discount villages. And wait a minute, we're not gonna get the money for cleansing foam, huh? Did I throw the run? Oh, wait a minute, this is not enough. Can I just sneak in something like in the range of the discount village? Hopefully like this guy, a 002. Okay, I bought it. Is it actually gonna defend? This green balloon is kind of fast. Attack it. Yes, we snipe it. Alright, that was really close. This is actually gonna come in handy with this dark monkey for these purples. Are we sniping all the purples, by the way? We're not. So the purples turn off the wall of fire, and we have to do some shenanigans with the targeting of this one. This has a little bit to do with the placement, by the way, because look at this thing. So this purple is gonna turn off the wall of fire, and that's a problem. If we had the engine on the left side and the wizard on the right side, it would have been a lot better, but this is still not working out, it seems like. I think this is gonna be more than enough, by the way. I just bought like a single dark monkey at the start, and I think that if we start popping these purples, they're not gonna be able to turn off the wall of fire. So I hope I got the placement right. I mean, they are gonna turn it off, but we're gonna get the pop on a couple of them. And yeah, this is a lot better than last time. There we go. It's just a single dark monkey, guys. Should we be running a hero, by the way? I have Eti equipped, but I've not placed him so far. Should we be just placing this guy just so we get a little bit extra damage? I know it's a little bit late and we should have done it a little bit earlier, but you guys know what? I'm actually gonna place him, because why not? The problem that we're gonna have is that even though the top hat wizard is like this thing that's meant to deal with mob class balloons, until you can actually buy the 4th tier, the arcane spike, this thing sucks versus mobs. So I'm actually getting the new arcane master. We get a huge range increase, and actually I completely forgot, Eti now gives a range increase as well. Okay, this is gonna be ridiculous with the archmage range later down the line. Alright, so 39 and this next round is a little bit scary. So look at what the 320 does, by the way. This is such a stable tower. I absolutely love it, but we're gonna have a problem versus the mob. So here's what I was thinking. I'm actually gonna let the round 40 start, because in case we need to restart, I'm saving a bunch of cash so we can allocate it differently. So here we go. Here is the plan. I want to get this thing, the 220. Actually, maybe the 230 isn't gonna be bad either, and I just want to use the drone ability, and I'm gonna hope for the best. If we pop the mob layer, which we do, I think these ceramics are gonna get taken care of by the wall of fire and just all these other stuff that we have. Yeah, there we go. This wall of fire is so good in combination animation with the Arcane Mastery. Yep, and just like that, I'm such a huge fan. We get the money for the Arcane Spike because it's kind of a cheapish tier 4. I want to say you can easily get it in the 40s regardless of the setup that you have, I think. Let me get the Cleansing Foam, by the way, because if we're going to have some cow purples, let's set it like that. And let me buy the Arcane Spike because why not? This is the guy that now got plus 6 damage to his fireballs, and the wildfire is also a lot stronger versus mobs. So I think we should test it versus the 50s next. And by the way, to see its actual power, you don't even have to wait for the 60s. I absolutely love these fast attacking high DPS towers that kind of build into the next tier by itself, right? So the Arcane Mastery builds into the Arcane Spike really easily, and then the Arcane Spike builds into the Archmage. And look at what it's doing to round 49. No external buffs. I have not bought an Alchemist yet. I'm actually going to do it right now before we start the 50s. Let's go like this. Let's give it a 4-0 buffing only the wizard and nothing else. And finally, let's see this guy in action versus actual mobs. I mean, he was previously going to be good versus the mobs because that's what the Tombat Wizard does. It just has extra mob damage on its main attack. But let's actually see with the Fireball and the new Wall of Fire. I should probably have the Wall of Fire like here towards the start. Actually, that's a pretty fast clearance of that mob. Oh my god, this thing is actually popping really fast now. You can actually see the Fireball seeking, by the way. I think that's because we're going for the top crosspat, the guided magic. So this thing never misses. So you're actually guaranteed to get those plus 6 damage versus the mob, which is really nice. Let's watch 54. Nothing is actually going past this Wall of Fire spot so far, it seems like. So just an out buff. We have the jungle drums so far. I mean, this thing is working perfectly, guys. A lot of mobs on 58 and a lot of ceramics. And so far, it's pretty much been the same story. Like, nothing is getting past this Wall of Fire. So I think the next kind of balloon of interest is probably going to be the BFB on round 60, right? Let's see how we do versus this thing. So we are going to need a little bit of extra damage for sure versus the BFB. It's a little bit beefier, but so far, I mean, that was a pretty fast pop on the BFB as well. The small balloons are making it to the other side, which I guess showcases the lack of Pierce, and also I think we should be moving the Wall of Fire to follow the small balloons as well. But come on, guys. Overall, this guy is just a demolition machine when it comes to these mobs. I really love because it's a fast attacking tower, and look at this thing. We're only $10,000 off of the Archmage. Now, this round might be a little bit tricky, actually. You know what? Let's move the Wall of Fire towards the back because it keeps getting turned off by these purples. Now, actually, the sweet spot might not be the back. It's probably around here somewhere, if I had to guess. And we're gonna have 45 mobs for the first time. So let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Some of these guys are making it through. Purples are just so annoying for like these magic-based towers. But there we go. We deal with them, and we're dealing with the 45s, no problem. All right. So I guess, you know what? Maybe we should try and push this guy as much as possible. Let's, instead of getting the Archmage, let me get the Overclock, and let's see how far we can push it with the Arcane Spike, and then we're gonna go for the Archmage. We do have 63 on the screen, and I actually don't expect this guy to do particularly spectacular versus 63, as he's not. So the Blues are making an entire turn, and then on the way back is when he finally pops them. So I think this was actually a good idea to go for the Overclock. Yeah, there we go. That's the last wave, and now with the Overclock, it's so much more different. So let me just watch it how it does when it's Overclock. Look at this guy go versus all these mob class Bloons. Oh, yikes. All right, take a look at this guy go. I mean, I don't think he's losing before we reach Freeplay, right? I think if he loses, it's probably gonna be like the early 80s or something like that. But I do want to see how he does versus like 75, 76. Those are gonna be beefy rounds. So I'm gonna see you guys in a second for those. This almost feels like we're speedrunning BT6. Let's overclock this guy. Let's see how it does versus 75. I think it's going to be a no-issue one, but like again, there are these like groups of BFBs. There's like 3 beneath this guy. So this might be a little bit of a Pierce problem, if anything. I think the mob class balloons are going to be dealt with, but it just is going to be a lot of small balloons incoming. So let's see how we deal with those. I think it's going fine so far, honestly. I mean, even if you don't have the overclock, like this defense, right, it's going to struggle a little bit for sure. You might need to dump like an Eti ability or something, but I'm pretty sure it defends. Yeah, let's see how we do on 76. A bunch of these they're gonna regrow ceramics, so this is a weakness for us for sure. I think this is the spot for the UCAV. Okay, let me actually use it so we don't lose in this one. All right, guys, finally we're entering free play mode with 52,000, so we have more than enough money to buy the Archmage, or we can buy some support towers if we wanted to, and I'm actually kind of eyeing those things instead of the Archmage upgrade. I mean, so far we're dealing with everything. It seems like 82 is gonna be interesting because of the 45 BFBs, but honestly, without any supporting towers so far, this is looking really good with this new Arcane Spike. You know what's gonna be really funny though? When Eti reaches level 16 and this range is gonna expand even further towards the left, so he's gonna be able to cover like, well, I don't want to say half the map, but it's gonna be a pretty big chunk of the map anyways, and it just goes in our favor, right? Because we're gonna be attacking the balloons for longer, we're gonna have more time to deal with them, and look at this thing. I mean, $61,000. These 45s are definitely an issue for us as expected, but honestly, I think we are somehow managing so far. Are we actually doing it? I don't know, are we? I mean, I'm really tempted. We're super close with the cash. 87 is gonna be kind of tricky, I feel like. Let's overclock our Arcane Spike. So both of the attacks that got buffed, the Fireball and the Wildfire, are AoE attacks. So when you have these Bloons grouped up like this, that is where I guess this extra damage should be noticeable. And I'm dumping all of these abilities because I'm more and more tempted to go for the Ultra Boost, guys. I don't know. Probably a round like this is showing us the reasons why we shouldn't be doing the overclock, because look at these 45 Bloons. It's only around 89 and these guys are making it all the way on the other side. And by the way, this is just like small ones. It's ceramics. So when we encounter these beefy rounds, they're just gonna be walking through our defenses, guys. I know that we're very close with the cash, but the smart thing is to not do it at this point. And by the way, DDTs, this thing is defeating DDTs absolutely with no issues as expected. Yeah, you know what? Let me just buy it. I know. I'm just gonna buy it. I might have thrown the run right there and then, but you know what? This is content. It's fine. We need a bunch of support towers now, though. Let me just use the UCAV. The next one is going to be a tricky one, by the way, because it's going to have a bunch of fortified Moabs on it. We're not good versus fortifieds. Alright, so 93 more DDTs. We're not having any issues with DDTs so far. And I was just kind of thinking, what are some other support towers that we're looking for to help us win this thing? So at the next couple of rounds, I'm just going to be saving money, and I think we're just going to be chilling. Let's just watch this new Arcane Spike attack these Bloons. Fortifieds are obviously a huge issue, so I'm looking towards something like a Shattering Shells Mortar, and honestly, some Eti levels wouldn't be bad either. Alright, so 94 is a very beefy and a very difficult round, and it's only gonna get worse. So let's do the Ultra Boost. We're at 5 stacks currently, and we are at about $12,500. So I'm just gonna dump all these abilities because it's the backline that scares me. Like, these Bloons are walking back. Those are the ones that can actually leak. Alright, so everything's on cooldown. How are we doing? Are we attacking fast? We are attacking fast. Are we dealing with the Bloons? Barely. Oh my god, this is just so risky what we're doing. I think they're actually gonna leak. Oh no. You know what we could do? Actually, I was thinking of doing something like this, the Bloon Impact, because we need to keep the small Bloons in place. Those are the ones that are being annoying. So let's try with this guy, actually. And let's try to see how much of a difference, well, we cannot exactly see how much of a difference this guy's gonna make, but hopefully, I mean, if no Bloons are leaking, then it's probably doing something, right? I see a bunch of big Bloons though, a bunch of warp class Bloons, and oh, this is super close. Let me get the drones up and running. We're gonna have on our Ultra Boost, and I think we actually did it. This was the one, guys. Alright, so let's do on our Ultra Boost. We're at 7 stacks. I think 95 is actually not gonna be an issue for us, but 96, I'm already afraid of 96. Oh, wait a minute. I see some DDTs on the other side. How is it lucky? We are stunning them thanks to a Relentless Glue. Hopefully this keeps up with everything. Oh, it doesn't. Let me get a Sabo. I think this is gonna be useful for like all these upcoming rounds. Let's do the Ultra Boost and let's wait a second, and how I'm gonna use it. And I think this Sabo is gonna be, I don't want to say more than enough, but so far we're doing well, it seems like. That's a lot of DDTs. The Sabo is, did the Sabo end actually? Oh my god, the Sabo ended. No. So I bought the Moab Shredder. I'm going for the Spike Storm. This is probably gonna be like a necessary tower for the battle around 100. Hopefully it's gonna do a little bit of damage versus these guys. And actually, I'm just not gonna be saving these Eti abilities because it seems like we need every little bit of damage that we have at this point. And how is everything? This is so close towards the melee. I can actually see the DDTs getting stunned by the Relentless. Oh my god, it's so close. Do we actually have this thing? I cannot believe that's all it took. I'm not sure I'm gonna show you guys footage, but I tried like a million different towers on this round, and just the 2-3-0. I guess the Eti abilities helped out a lot as well, but that was a great clear actually, and I'm super happy that we got it done. And I'm just thinking, what do we want to do for this one, because this one is a mess, it seems like. Alright, so for this round we need to get rid of these fortified Moabs as soon as possible. If we pop these guys, I think we're gonna be fine. I also set Eti on first, and I'm gonna use the drone ability as soon as possible. We have the Wildfire set on the right side, and we're gonna need this +2 extra damage to do its thing right now. I'm actually gonna move the Wildfire a little bit towards the back. Let's use the drones, and hopefully just this survives, but I feel like we're gonna get our Pierce overloaded, right? Like, there's just so many Bloons in the middle, and if these guys don't leak, then we're fine. Oh, they leaked, actually. Alright, round 2. I got a 203 Mortar, which I want to make it to a 204 for 98, and I'm just hoping for the best at this point, guys. Let's just use the drones again. Keep moving the Mortar towards the left. There's a huge wave of these 45s. Are we going to survive? Is this going to be fine? Let me just move the Mortar a little bit towards the left side, and that is super. That's probably one of the better runs so far. I mean, nothing leaked, right? Oh, I think we got rid of... yes, I think we popped all the 45 ones. Okay, so let's see what we do versus the leftovers. I mean, one thing that we can do is we can get this guy to the Shattering Shells. Does a little bit of extra damage versus mob class Bloons. We want to have it for 98 anyway, so I think I'm just gonna buy it actually. Okay, let's try and micro it, move it like this. We have another Ultra Boost. We're finally at 10 stacks, and hopefully the Pierce holds, because I'm gonna be really sad if it doesn't. That's ridiculous. Oh, finally. Oh my god, I've been stuck on this round for so long. Finally, it works. The exact same thing. Alright, so this is gonna be quick work done onto a round like this one, and let's just move on to 98. 98 is gonna be the big one, guys. If we somehow manage to beat this round, then we probably have this whole thing, but let me not jinx it. So the great thing about this round is we're gonna face exactly 0 fortified Bloons. The problem is that the leftover RB is still, well, absolutely insane. So let me just dump all these abilities like this. Eddie's not gonna be getting level 20 on the next round, is he? Oh no, you guys wonder why this is happening? Because we waited for such a long time to actually place him at the start of the game. We placed him around 35, I think it was, and now we're just not gonna have him in time. And wait a minute, we're actually dealing with 98, no problem. Wait a minute. Okay, because this round is going so well, we actually need to stop and think for a second for round 100. So let me get the Spike Storm. Oh my god, what is even happening on this round? And let me work towards getting another Spike Storm, I guess. Let's invest all this money at least into something like the Moab Shredder. I was thinking for 99 just in case. Let me just keep moving this mortar. By the way, you guys know what it is. You're gonna be surprised when I tell you what it is, but it's the mortar that's doing so much damage. It's not because he's removing so much RB, but it's because he's just doing a lot of extra damage, I think, to Moab class moves, especially when you combine it with the top crossbat. And look at this thing. That was the easiest 90. I mean, we suffered through so much on these previous rounds, and like this is just such a breeze, and I hope that we get rewarded for our suffering, guys. So let's see how we do on 99. Hopefully no abilities necessary. I mean, it's not looking the best, and I don't even know what I'm microing at this point. We do have a Spike Storm if necessary, and it's kind of close in this one, actually. Something like this is gonna help. Maybe like a Moab press just stuns someone for a millisecond, and hopefully it works out. I don't know, let's just go for the 204. We're gonna get the Ultra Boost ready in a second. Hopefully this works, guys. I don't know, I'm kind of microing this mortar for absolutely no reason. We cannot remove the fortified state from these DDTs. And is he actually doing it? One more knockback, please. It's so close. Do we have it? Yes, that is ridiculous. We get it done with this guy. Alright, and now we saved all these abilities, and we are missing $400 for level 20 on Eti. Alright, that's fine, I think. Okay, so let's go. Let's use the Spike Storm ability. I think this is gonna be enough versus the Bad Bloon. I am gonna be saving the UCV if possible, because I do have a plan. Okay, so let's use the drones now. And here's what I was thinking. These guys are still beefy, and we're missing about $300 to buy the level 20. So I'm not gonna use the ability, and if we get the money during this round by popping these guys, I'll just use the Spike Storm. I'm gonna spam the level 20, and I'm gonna use the UCV now, which is improved, and there goes round 100, that we actually get it done. That was absolutely unnecessary, by the way, to go for this Ultra Boost, and that's the reason why this run went like this, by the way, but we do actually get it done, and I'm so happy because that was such a fun run to play. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's the new wizard changes, and thank you guys so much for watching it. I'm gonna see you in the next one.